Hey guys, it's Cece, and today is Wednesday, and you must know what that means. That means today is Top 5 Wednesday. So I'm still sick, so I still have tea. Top 5 Wednesday was created by Lainey over at Ginger Reads Lainey. I will leave the link to her channel and to the Goodreads group down below. You can go and check them out. I also wanted to just say, yes, I do have brand new hair. It is fun and pink and purpley, and I shared it yesterday, and you guys were so nice. Thank you for all of your niceness on the internet. It made me feel really good about my new hair. But back to Top 5 Wednesday. Today's theme is just so much fun, and it is our top 5 favorite fandoms. And these can be from TV, from books, from movies, and I had a really hard time making this list. A really hard time. And I had to leave some off that kind of hurt me a little bit. For example, Lord of the Rings isn't on this list, but I love Lord of the Rings. I adore it, so it's a little sad that that's not on this list. Star Wars isn't on here, Merlin isn't on here, and this is really the fault of the show more than me. Supernatural is not on my list either, though if I'd done this video a couple years ago, it would be. But let me just talk about the 5 fandoms that are actually my top 5. Coming in at number 5. So first, let's just get one right out of the way. Harry Potter. Of course I love Harry Potter, and it will always be the fandom that is dearest to my heart. I actually didn't start reading Harry Potter until the month that the 7th book came out, which is kind of crazy. But since then, it has become so important to my life. That was the month that I read the entire 7-book series with my mom. For the most part, we only had 1 copy of each book. I know I've told this story before, but we mostly only had 1 copy of each book, and we had to read it simultaneously, and it was just the most fun that I've ever had. Harry Potter is also what introduced me to the online world of fandoms. It is because of Harry Potter that I got involved on Tumblr and really started watching YouTube when I really got into the Star Kid musicals, and it has just always been a really important thing in my life and will continue to be forever, so of course Harry Potter's on my list. Coming in at number 4. Number 4 is Disney. Disney has always, from before I was born, basically, been a huge important thing in my life. Just before my parents got engaged, my dad worked in Disney World for 6 months, so it was a huge part of his life. They had their honeymoon in Disney, and my very first vacation ever when I was 1 was when we went to Disney World, despite the fact that I live on the West Coast and Disneyland's closer. I have gone to Disney parks numerous times. It is incredibly important to me in my life. I love Disney, I love Pixar, and I love Disney, and every time I go to the park, I'm just filled up with all of that joy again. In case you're curious, my favorite Disney movie is The Lion King, just in case you were wondering. But I absolutely love Disney, and it will always be one of my favorites, and I get to go to Disneyland again this summer. I'm so excited. Coming in at number 3. At number 3, I have got Sherlock. My aunt made that. How cool is that? So the BBC Sherlock show I was introduced to when the 2nd season of the show started because my mom had actually been watching it from the beginning. And she was like, "Are you not watching this? You should sit down and watch this show with me." And only pain and misery have followed. No, really, I do love Sherlock, but it is agonizing to wait 2 years every time you want 3 episodes of a show. Luckily, I'm riding on a high right now because January 1st we just got a special, and I absolutely loved the special. I thought it was absolutely amazing. But now we have to wait at least another year for another episode, so that's awful. But Sherlock is just a fantastic show and something that I've really invested a lot of time in. It is one of my favorite things in the world. And just give us season 4 already, please. Coming in at number 2. At number 2, I have got one that is not as well represented behind me, but is a huge important thing to me, and that is the Avatar: The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra fandom. The only thing that I've got behind me to represent that is this Legend of Korra art right behind me, but that's because a lot of my stuff is at school. I did not watch Avatar: The Last Airbender until 2014. It wasn't until then that I marathon with Janelle, who had watched everything, the entirety of Avatar: The Last Airbender, as well as the first 3 seasons of Legend of Korra, within 1 month so that we could start Korra. And I completely fell in love. Last year, I read a bunch of the Avatar comics, and I got to follow along and watch the last season of Korra every week as it was on, and it was amazing. I absolutely love Korra. I actually prefer Legend of Korra to Avatar: The Last Airbender, which I know is not a hugely popular thing, but that is what I feel is my favorite. Watching that finale live was the most exciting thing in the world. If you watched Legend of Korra, there was a huge thing that happened in the finale of Legend of Korra that I had been waiting for since I started the show, and just was an incredible impact on me. And now we get Legend of Korra comics, so that's the best thing ever. Plus, the library edition of the 4th Avatar comic is coming out very soon, so I'll be reading that when it comes out. I'm so ready. So, of course, Avatar and Korra have to be on here. And finally, coming in at number 1. Number 1, you may have guessed it, I have got the most stuff behind me, and I'm even wearing a t-shirt. My favorite fandom is Doctor Who. I started watching Doctor Who my final year of high school. People have been harassing me about watching it for years. A couple of my closest friends were on me all the time to watch it, and finally, my senior year of high school, I broke, and I marathoned. How many had been out by then? I marathoned 7.5 seasons within not even quite a month. I burst through the entire new Who. That is the only Doctor Who I watch. I don't watch classic Doctor Who. I still absolutely love the new season, and I love the new Doctors. It's just become such a huge thing in my life. I've watched the series all the way through numerous times, and every time I love it more. I love talking about Doctor Who, and I got the opportunity to meet Peter Capaldi, the 12th Doctor, which made that even more amazing, and it made watching this season of Doctor Who so much fun. Although it has been my least favorite season so far, I still did enjoy it, and I'm excited for new seasons. And this is just, I love Doctor Who, I love what it is, and I love being a part of watching the show and talking about it. Okay, there you go. Those are my top 5 favorite fandoms. As I said, I am in many, many fandoms. I watch many, many shows, and I read a lot, and I watch a lot of movies, but those are my top 5. Let me know in comments what some of your guys' favorite fandoms are. Are we in any of the same ones? I'd love to talk about it. Let me know what those are down below, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye!